All right, welcome in to Calling the Audible. It is the preview for the Division D. What were we naming this here? The Division D.
It's D1.
D1. DD1.
Division D1. You don't have to put two D's in it.
Well,
we
D is
don't
for
have to double the D's.
Yeah.
division. D is also for D, and one is how you spell one.
But if you're gonna say Division D1, you can say Division D1 or you can say DD1, but you can't say Division DD1.
No, of course not. As we're getting ready for
That
Bruins.
would be ridiculous.
Yes, it would be like MLS soccer.
Well, NFL. Like people, the worst thing quickly here before we run out of time. The worst is when I hear promos. NFL football. I go, bro, you just said NFL football. This is called the NFL. That's all.
Yeah, but the NFL's
a
the
little bit
type
different,
is the specific brand.
I
of
know.
It would be more like NFL League, and you'd be like, no.
NFL league is that.
Repetitive. All right, let's dive into it. Bruins versus the Vultures. That will be played this Sunday, 8:20 p.m. In Lachine in the old barn. As we welcome in the Division D expert, man who was not really impressed by his soccer.
Apparently. Jeez, way to start off a relationship with
I ripped him.
Bunch of animosity. Jeez.
Anyway, Frank Teoli,
Colatrella.
thank you very much. FTC, welcome into the podcast. We got Bruins, Vultures. Your initial reaction of these two finalists, surprised or expected that we have these two teams here at this point?
Oh, well, thanks for having me. Definitely expected on my part. I think both teams did well. They finished 1 and 2 in Conference A. I also think, looking now at the 4 finalists, Conference A was definitely stronger than Conference B. So I do think we have the two strongest teams here in the final.
So, I actually played both of these teams, and I'm not entirely surprised that they made the final in one way. But I am somewhat surprised that, like I know that they're amongst the most talented teams in the division, but I felt that both teams were flawed in a specific way, Frank. And I was curious to see if you thought the other team could take advantage of that team's flaw. So, firstly, one thing I noticed about Vultures, not only in playing them but in seeing them throughout the season, is their target tree for Ben McMahon is very much centered on the snapper and the 2 slot receivers. So, given that, do you think, A, he'll be disciplined enough to take the shots to the outside when it's given to him? And B, if he doesn't, is their offense efficient enough to succeed basically with something like 80% of their targets going to just those 3 receivers?
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely feel like they go to Zach Zwern a lot.
No, I'm talking about Vultures. Vultures.
About Vultures. Sorry about that. Yeah, a lot. I mean, when you look at their stats, they have, James Drysdale, Kevin Donnet. They have the players, definitely. But I also think that Benjamin is smart enough to not force the ball. And one of the things that sort of helps the Vultures a lot is Benjamin's running ability. So I don't think he'll force it against a good Bruins defense. And it's going to come down to really can they stop his running ability?
Frank,
I had another question.
Oh, sorry.
It was like a 2-parter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. My
You
bad.
get the next. You get the next 2. How's that,
All
Mo?
right, perfect.
We're trading off. So the other thing on the side of the Bruins, again, incredibly efficient offense, especially the combination of Gab Wiseman and Zach Swern is just almost impossible to stop. And then with the speed of Louis Bégin, that makes it really difficult. But on defense, they play sort of it's a hybrid 4-1 that's almost a cover 3 where they're just always trying to take away the deep ball. So they're willing to give you the short ball, and they have 2 very aggressive flat defenders. But the flat defenders will have to cover a lot of territory because of that. So do you think that this is an issue for them, or do you think that their defense will be strong enough overall to mitigate the fact that they're putting a lot of pressure on their 2 flat defenders?
I think it's going to depend on the success that Gabriel Wiseman has putting pressure on the quarterback. I know Benjamin doesn't mind being sacked because he'll get it back on the next play. But if Gabriel can put constant pressure on him and force him into long play situations, I think that defense can work. The issue is when Benjamin does get the yards and they're facing a lot of second and short, third and short. I think he's good enough to pick them apart if they're just going to sit back.
Frank, the biggest concern for the Bruins defense, is it Benjamin McMahon's arm or his legs that they have to neutralize?
You can't neutralize his legs.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. You can't really take away his running ability because then you leave yourself susceptible to the long ball. But I would definitely take away the long pass, force them into red zone situations where the field is a lot smaller, and really force Benjamin to throw for the touchdown.
So when you look at the Bruins right now, their offense, we kind of talked a little bit about what they have to do, but in order for Gab Wiseman and this offense to succeed, do they have to slow down the process, like a slow burn almost, and really max the clock and play this dink and dunk offense for the time being, just to kind of frustrate the Vultures' defense?
Yeah, definitely. I would also say that in terms of their approach offensively, I know they don't punt the ball. I think for this game, I think they have to kind of swallow their pride a bit and decide to punt in those fourth down situations. I mean, the fourth down conversion is not great, and you don't want to give a short field to the Vultures. So I think punting it on fourth down when it's 4th and 10, 4th and 8, I think that can work to their advantage. So it's not only keeping the ball offensively, but also giving the Vultures a long field to work with.
All right, Frank, it is now time for your
Drum roll
of the week. All right.
You got it.
Frank, your pick. Who you got, and the final score between the Bruins and Vultures, please.
Well, I'm big on QBs, so I got to go with Benjamin McMahon in this one. I definitely think he's the best QB in this league. He's multidimensional, so give me Vultures to win. Obviously, Bruins are going to put up a good fight, so I'm going to go 24-18 Vultures.
All right. Eagle, your pick, please.
I think I'm going to go with Gab Wiseman and Zach Zwirn and the rest of the Bruins over the Vultures. I think the Vultures are a little bit too one-dimensional, and the Bruins' strengths take away that one dimension. So yeah. I'm going to say final score. It'll be close, but I think it'll be one of those things where Vultures score at the end of the game to make it close, even though it wasn't the rest of the game. So maybe like a 34-28 type of final, but it'll be like 38-4-22 going into like the last 5 plays or something.
I agree entirely with Eagle's analysis. Look, we saw Leo DiCaprio win an Oscar for losing a fight to a bear. Vultures, no prize for coming in second because Bruins will take this one. Score, I think, is 38-20. They won't get that late score, Eagle.
I got the Bruins win this game 44-26.
So we all think it's handily. All right.
Yeah. All right. Frank, thanks so much. Final this Sunday at 8:20. Your article will be posted up when?
I will try to get it out by Thursday.
Perfect. Thursday.
Me too. I keep missing that deadline, though.
Trying is the word.
Trying is the best word in life. All right.
I'll be in the
Trying
booth.
is the word.
I will be in the... You'll be in the booth. That's right.
I'll be in the booth for that one.
Yes.
I don't know yet who's joining me. But we'll get that information out as soon as possible.
Yes,
we
Sunday
may
night.
not have that information when we post this, though, so we won't be able to edit it in.
Stay tuned for the surprise on Sunday Night Football, 8:20. Bruins, Vultures, Lachine. Frank, thank you so much. As we get ready for Division D-1, Bruins, Vultures. Can't wait for this matchup this weekend.